Liberty coming from behind today to win over Duquesne 27-24 here at Williams Stadium. Matt Kamari, I'm Alan York. Exciting ball game. It had a little bit of everything, Matt. 4 turnovers taken away for Liberty, and the rain and everything, the cool day. But what a big win for Liberty football.
Huge win, huge come-from-behind win for Liberty. We saw these guys not give up. The adjustments that were made by the defensive staff at halftime, these guys bought into them, came together as a unit, and just completely shut down the Dukes.
You mentioned the defensive turnaround. A.J. Hines ran roughshod over the Flames in the first half, a couple of long touchdown runs. They raced up to 24-10 lead, Duquesne did at halftime, but Liberty able to reverse the script and really buckle down defensively. The offense really showed some fight and gusto in the second half, but defense, tip of the cap to Coach Wimbo and that defensive staff.
Absolutely. I saw, in my opinion, the resurgence of the defensive line. Greg Story came in, played big minutes, had some big plays. Elijah Mitchell was doing that as well in the first half. But we saw A.J. Hines, he racked up over 200 yards in the first half. But in the second half, there was nothing there for him. And then he caused a fumble. It just was not his half. It was a completely different game. Yeah. So the defensive line up front, the linebackers saw a lot of Lucas Irons, who actually stripped that ball. A lot of run support, just completely shut down Duquesne. And they didn't know what to do offensively because with the rain, with everything, Stewart could not get the ball through the air to his guys in situations when they needed to throw the ball.
Again, Liberty down 24-10 at halftime. Tough day at the office for Alex Probert, but the sophomore from Minnesota did have a big kick in the second half, which ultimately ended up being the difference, along with a Carrington Mosley touchdown there at the end. But down 24-10, this team this year has kind of had some ups and downs, but composure-wise, you didn't see a fracture in the composure. Everybody held together. Offensively, we talked about the defense a minute ago. What did offensively Liberty do to get back in this game?
I think they stuck with their game plan. We saw them go some tempo in the beginning, and they didn't really get away from the tempo. They did slow it down a little bit in the second half or later in the first half and into the second. We saw them pound the rock. Carrington Mosley, career highs in yardage and in touches today, just kept fighting for yards. We saw Frankie Hickson as a complimentary back tonight was just phenomenal as well. He got his yards where they weren't kicking to him. He was able to get them on the ground and really hurt Duquesne by running the ball efficiently. But Carrington Mosley, the offensive line, just really came together in that aspect of the game, took a lot of heat off of Buckshot having to make plays. I think they had 211 yards passing and 210 rushing as a team, which is completely even, which is what a lot of teams strive for, to keep it as balanced as they can. Offensive line, again, kudos to them. They had their struggles this season as far as protecting and opening holes, especially with a 3-4 defense. We've seen that this year a couple times. Carrington Mosley, again, though, just held onto the rock, just kept pounding.
Liberty going to 5-4 with the win. We caught up with Carrington Mosley and some of the Flames after the game.
It feels amazing, man. You know, just we haven't always executed, and it's shown in the way that we've won and lost games. You know, we've been up and down. We have a lot of talent to play with anybody in this country, and we just always haven't executed and performed the way that we needed to. But tonight was huge and showing the nation what we can really do when we execute.
It makes up for St. Francis. You know, you have teams like that comes in and try to make a mark, you know, from everything we did at the beginning. You know, a lot of teams still remember that, and they still trying to come in here and make a notice of that they're better than us. So, I mean, we just want to be 1-0 each week, you know. We're not worried about anybody else. We're not worried about the 4 losses straight. We're not worried about that because anything can happen. But at the end of the day, we have to take care of each game each week, and it's the same thing all the way to the end.
Our guys tackled very, very well in the second half, and again, they're a good football team. I got to give them some credit too. But our coaches did a few things there alignment-wise and gave our guys a little better position to make tackles, and our players responded, tackling very, very well.
So Liberty wins it today, 27-24, coming from behind to beat Duquesne. Flames now 5-4, carrying that momentum now, Matt, 2 wins in a row. Military Appreciation Day next week with Presbyterian coming in town.
Yeah, Military Appreciation Day is always an awesome weekend here. It's actually on Veterans Day this year, so it's really exciting. And I think we're going to have former Flame Brady Hassel. He's going to be leading the team out of the tunnel from what I heard. He's a Purple Heart recipient and a guy that I played with, so I'm really excited to catch up again with Brady. But going into Presbyterian with 2 wins in a row, it's our last matchup with the Blue Hose, and we know they've played spoiler a couple times for us. So it'll be great to come in here with a lot of confidence, a lot of poise, just a lot of nerves, relaxed, weight lifted off the shoulders, and get back to playing football, and we saw that in the second half tonight.
Liberty 2 wins in a row. They'll try to make it 3 in a row next week, 3:30 kickoff against Presbyterian College. For Matt Kamari, I'm Alan York for LibertyFlames.com.